Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Falls Town here in Cities Skylines. Guys, last episode we got our very own kind of exporting dock area set up. We got all the little kind of terminals kind of created, the little route to it and all that. And since last episode, I kind of look back on what we did and I wasn't 100% happy with it. So since last episode, I've been doing a few little tweaks here and there. I've made it so much more efficient, made it look so much more beautiful. And I don't know why I didn't take this approach the first time round. I think I was just kind of overwhelmed with the amount of work we had to do to kind of get it up and running. But now it is 10 times better and I can't wait to show you. So today, what are we doing in the city? Well, we're going to hook up the train network to the dock area so we can get the imports and exports out a lot easier. And ultimately, we need to start creating like a small industrial zone around it so we can really start to benefit from what we have simply created. So let's take a look at what I've done then. Ta-da! It doesn't look that much different until you start to get a little bit closer. All these shipping containers and crates now look like more realistic to how they would be. I've kind of got like small little factories here and there around it. I've hooked up the now brand new cargo hubs, placed them in different areas and hooked them up to pretty much all of them to the train network. There's 4 in total, all hooking up to one line that's completely going out. Kind of changed up the approach a little bit. Trying to stay away from as many roundabouts as I possibly can and got the big industrial 4-lane road up and running, which is looking pretty sweet. Goes up to the roundabout there so we can get some nice industrial area kind of set up all around here. I've got a big road coming down as well, coming from this industrial area, which is pretty much going to expand over down here. So it's looking pretty swiggity swag right now. We got the kind of like, you know, jet ski kind of boat rental, fishing tour, harbour, you know, place set up. What do you call this? The tourism side of the dock? I suppose you can go with that. It's still not finished. There's still lots of stuff I want to add into it to make it look pretty damn good. But we've got these factories here that are begging for resources. Now, we've got a couple over here which are already containing certain stuff like glass, metals, plant timber and plastics, because that is all being used to give produce or product to the shipyard, which is actually now building its first little ship, which is kind of crazy. I think we get about like 12,000 for each one of those that we sell. So it is pretty decent. So we've got a lot of work that we wanted to get set up today. So first things first then, we're going to take a look at the train network. Get some trains coming in and out of this place. Now, we have this little connection route which I want to hook it up to, but because this is such a good area, I want to try and get it connected to not all of the train network, you know, connections, but I want to at least get it connected and set up to all the industrial side. And if I take a look at the underground systems right now for trains, let's go underground. So hold on, no, it's just easy to view the connections, wasn't it? Hold on. Right, where is it? Transport. Okay, so orange is the train tracks, and this connection that goes in and out here is connected to every industry and also goes out this direction too. And the closest that it is to this connection over here is up to, where is it? This point there. And this little connection coming down. So if I expanded off this and kept it underground and then brought it out somewhere here, as this comes up and connects over to it, that will ultimately connect to all our industries, which has a really good little interchange section here, which handles the traffic pretty well. So hopefully we can get all that kind of set up. So we need to kind of work with this then. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring it up. It's going to go up and over and around. So we're going to keep it on the inskirts of it, of the highway. And then as it comes to here, we kind of like loop it over, follow it all the way down, and it goes straight and connects up to there. That's what we want to try and do. That is what we want to try and do. So let's bring this up first then. So we kind of then page it up there is when it first starts to get its first little bit of height. And at what point can we then start to... So if I kind of brought it up to here, and I kind of want to bend it there, don't I? So what if I bend it a little bit earlier? Ooh, that could work. So let's say that was like that. And then we had the straight connection there. And then this is where we start to kind of bend it, so to speak. But let's use a little bit of wiggle movement. So it kind of goes up, bends around, and locks in, and then off we go. So we're going to now bring it down so it runs parallel alongside the highway. So let's page it down. I don't know whether to kind of like bend it, start like playing around with the contortion of it. If I was to do so, we take the snapping grids off so we can semi-run with this. I want it close, but like not too close. That makes sense. So it's going to wiggle alongside of it. Or should we just go straight? Now we've got these bends on the go. Start moving it straight. And then just little turns every so often that we kind of just do to adjust it. Right, now we get up to this part then. This is where it starts to get a little bit interesting, because now it's got to filter down to here. So before we do the kind of crossover on the roundabouts, oh, I could actually kind of get it to run through the middle, which will be kind of cool. So I was to bring that up, and then, oh, this is going to be very difficult to try and get it filter into the middle. Because it's snapping on either side. So hold on, let me delete these two. Or do I keep it going up in the air along this whole little side there? That could also be a good little shout for it. So I'll keep it paused until I add that back in. Oh, it could be good, couldn't it? Right, hold on. Slightly start to move these over a bit so we got a little bit more space to work with. Oop, there we go. Right, I'm hoping that could be wide enough. So it's not wide enough around here then. Good to know. So bring that in a bit more. Right, we'll widen it then. We'll bring the road back in. So bring that to there. Like that. We'll use the move it tool to kind of like, you know, perfect the turning radius on it. But that could be kind of cool, couldn't it? So, bridge that up too. And then see what kind of connection I can put on this. Damn, that's juicy. That's definitely juicy. Right, okay. So get the movie tool out now. And I'll bring this down a bit so it's like as if it was like a gradual process to go up. There we go. Oh, it's pressing all the wrong buttons now, aren't I? So that goes round. What's these bends like anyway? Let's kind of sort the train track bends out. Get them more bendy. The roads look kind of fine. This one quite doesn't there. So the roads look okay to me. Just push this one over a bit. There we go. Oh, I got it in play mode and I didn't even realise it. I completely forgot I took away the highway here. Such a dum-dum, Seniac. Such a dum-dum. Right, bring you in slightly. Right, we're all connected back up. So this is where the road now pinches. But it would be pretty cool if I get it running through the center of the whole way down that as well. That would be so cool. So I'm going to have to, just for the purpose of this, I will pause it once more. We'll delete all this road and then we'll replace it down. I got to remember I've deleted some bits and bobs, so yeah. Right, hold on. Let's go bridge it up because it's easier to kind of get it all connected in. So running this down pretty much straight across like that. And then we'll create our snapping bend on it. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be very, very good. Okay, now let's get the road back in, and then we're pretty much good to go. So getting that pretty much go up to here. And then snap it over, and then just connect it up. Nice and simple. Nothing too big with that. That's going to be so good. Watching the trains. Like, imagine you're the driver on the train, and you're chugging along, and as you're coming down here, you're going, oh, there's the shipyard and docks, and we got to get... Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. And then we're going to have this connected up to here. But I want some industrial kind of stuff in the middle. So we're going to do some roads, then figure out how we want the train to run. So we could just literally keep the train in the air. And is it high? No, it's not high enough for vehicles to go under and over. Well, we'll do the road in first. We'll do the road set first anyway. So is the snapping grids on? Yep. So we'll do a couple of entry points then. So we'll have like an entry point there. We'll have them kind of in the middle. So we're not disturbing the flow of traffic too much. We'll have this one go up. So there'll be... No, we'll get one more entry point as well here. So that'll be the 4 entry points. So we now get to play around with this. So they are all going to be connected. So as to bring that down like that, but then we're going to create... We'll create a bend on it. So bring that over like that. These can simply like either connect straight up like that, and then we just build everything off these. So if this road went straight up, and then this went up so far and then cuts in, because what I want it to do is to act like the middle road here. So let's delete a little bit. Like that. And then we build everything off it. So this could be pretty cool. This could be pretty cool. So let's do little kind of connections then. Or little road outlets. So one up to there. Bring up to there. Because this is going to be, again, our industrial zone. And we're going to make sure that we have good traffic flow as well. So bring that straight out. That down. That kind of up diagonal. So I don't know if to keep this road completely free. Or also have it connected with something in the middle. Or I could keep it like that. That could be fairly good. We'll kind of see how traffic flows on like coming out of here. Because ultimately I could just do a simple road connection. You know what, we'll go with that simple road connection there. It's not going to do too much harm for us. So continuing off that then, we'll bring it down to here. And it can also be used, oh, it can also be used to be the cut through road. Like this, couldn't it? Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright, bringing this out. And then just off this here, we bring a road straight up. Cut a road down and across. Alright, we'll kind of keep some big wide gaps because we can put all different types of factories in here as well. So down, down, straight up, straight up like that. So that'll be this area kind of configured. And then we're going to want this train track to run through it. So I'm thinking we try and get it running parallel to this road up to here and out. So we kind of have to kind of slightly adjust this now, which wouldn't be too difficult. So where is the train tracks? Boy. Okay, and I'm thinking we kind of keep it very high. How high is too high? Like if I went across here. That should be high enough for trucks to go like over the top of it. So if I do each connection just like this. And then to here. Like that. Right, that could work. So connect each one. And then we have to do our beautiful connection right here. Which that would be too low. Let me delete that. So when it goes to here, it's actually coming down. Which makes it a whole lot easier to connect there. Right, so that doesn't quite make that connection. But it does if I just slightly adjust it. You can see the train tracks there. Train tracks are all connected there. That's nice and high so the buildings can build around it, all the factories. This actually looks pretty damn sweet. So technically now that is connected up to the train network in terms of just going outside of the city. But we want to make sure that again it is connected to our industrial area. So underground, how many undergrounds have I got to go? There we go. We want to make sure that it gets connected, where is it? Via... So here is our industrial area here, and this is where we would want it to filter out, because this route only goes down to this export section there. I don't want to make the trains go through that industrial area at all. So we'll just kind of bring it alongside here and go around. So you might have to make it go a lot further down than it currently is, which does a good job there. But it's everywhere else. But we've kind of got to make it turn anyway. And... oh, then the problem we're going to have is crossing that, so we kind of have to bring it down to here. Right, it would be worth it. It's just going to take a whole lot of adjusting. Because the problem we have is our little canal system. But this works. This absolutely works. And then this is where we would bring it back up and out. So, how would we create that connection? So what I could do is run it alongside, or I could have made it filter out a lot earlier. And then we can have it, so we can also go out that way as well. Right, let me delete that. It's ugly as, it's really ugly and horrible that is, but there's nothing really else I can do about that. I could make it go through the station, but again, I just don't want it to go through the station. So if I pause, delete that, and then... oh yeah, it's got to turn like that. So we have that little connection there. So, coming back up to Earth then. Let's sort this out. So we'll have... running parallel to it and bring it down that like that. We'll have, if I can suck this in more. And then running parallel to this, where this would then freely come down to there. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this now. This has got to turn that way and also be connected. So this ultimately has to go in 3 ways, which is going to be actually a little bit weird. So if I just delete that for a second and then create one like that, and then with our snapping grid again, one like that. It's definitely interesting. This is because what's going to happen now is you got to watch the traffic. That's kind of what you've got to kind of do. And when I say traffic, I mean traffic for this. Right, this is probably not going as planned. Right, we'll bring that back as far as possible. Hold on, I'm trying to use the move it tool at the same time. Right, that does get connected, but not how we want it to connect. So I've just got to play around with this. Bring that just a tad bit closer. Right, there we go. Bring that down a bit. Okay. So that all goes in a freeway direction wherever you're coming from. So you filter that to there. You can pretty much go every single way without disrupting the flow of the trains, if that makes any sense. So that side's done. We'll do this side next. That side's done. We've just now got to merge these into pretty much one network. So move these over. And this is going to be, we'll use this one as being the main line. So that will run down parallel to. And then this will then go underground pretty much. So it goes underground there, and then we don't see the rest. We just connect it up as if nothing happened. We ain't got to deal with the consequences of like underground. Above ground we do. And then this, we just get a simple connection. Change how it bows out. There we go. And then that now is officially hooked up to all the industrial area. So very soon then, we should start to see trains coming and going. Hopefully. That is all I can say, is hopefully. So let's double check all these connections are sweet. Yeah. Everywhere where there's a junction connection. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. There's no trains coming as of now. Just yet. So if I make it go underground, where's that other connection? It's just over here, isn't it? Do you have any trains making their way around? Yeah, there's one on the way down right now. So that'll be interesting to see where it ultimately goes. One's just appeared at that station. So here it comes now. Is it going to go straight on, or did it? I think it's more going to do the turn, because it still kind of hasn't really registered that it can make or go straight on for the dock area just yet. So I don't think the game's that far. So that's still going that way. It's when we start seeing trains coming from over here, pretty much. Where am I? I'm here. So no trains just yet. I'm pretty excited to start seeing one soon, though. Trying to spot in the distance, and we kind of can't me. Anyway, right, we're getting kind of sidetracked. Oh, there's a train! Yes! There is legit a train coming out, which is being used. It came this way from this one. Nice. And we're going to see that go up, chewing along, and off it goes. That's pretty cool. Right, we need to set the water district up then, or the water kind of piping for this area. So let's get it rocking and a rolling. There we go. And of course, it's pretty much going to be all dirty industry. That's pretty much what it is. It's like the lowest of the low kind of factories, like the proper dirty ones that like produce a lot of pollution. But they're here because they have really good export routes for the dock area. It's what you'll probably see in most kind of docks around cities, like those really dirty industrial areas. I don't know whether to have it connected to that road just yet. We kind of see how things... I mean, then again, I've got it connected down here, haven't I? So I'll throw it all and get this one side set up first. See how it goes, how the traffic kind of reacts to it, before we kind of go a little bit further with it. Yeah, it will be interesting. So we're creating a lot more new jobs, which is pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool to see, but it's ultimately we just want to see how the traffic reacts to it. That's pretty much all we kind of wanted to do. What's also going to be interesting to see as well is what kind of dock out of pretty much all 4 of these is heavily preferred as the export one, because there's always one that takes priority over every other one. So far, it's this dock over here that's producing the most trains, which is pretty interesting. But I'm thinking that this one's gonna be the one that's the driving to the most. But I don't know whether that's because that's so close to this road. Because when it filters down to all of these ones, it's a little bit further. It spreads out the vehicles more. Right, there is a train now. Oh, a train came from this way and went down here to export it instead. That's pretty cool. It's containing, it looks like it's oil canisters. Come from the oil industry, but it's got a different type of cargo on it as well. That's pretty cool to see. Oh, something else I kind of didn't mention. I put a highway running through the middle of this mountain, this mound. I completely forgot to mention that. And it works pretty well. People do use it, as you can now see. It's a good little shortcut route. There goes another train. There's another train. There's 3 trains on this tracks. More trains. Even more trains. Wow. That's so cool. It just shows you how this area is now going to work. Right, I'm happy with it. Very happy. So something I wanted to look at then was actually in this area, those unique factories. Now we've got one set up, the very last one, which is the shipyard over here, and we also have different ones like modular house factory. I want stuff that you would kind of see in this type of area. So probably not a sneaker factory. Like if you was to see those, they'll be more further away from the dock area. They'll be more in like, you know, industrial area itself. We have a food factory, car factory maybe, because it's good export routes to get rid of the vehicles. So, oh wow, it's a really, really big building. Wow, that's a really big building. So yeah, maybe somewhere here would be pretty good. It's a really big building, isn't it? So if I set that up there, or over on here somewhere maybe, because there's all these little factories up and around it, which could store some of the stuff. But then I'm thinking we probably need bigger factories. So what if this is my problem now. I don't know whether to create factories that store the materials, like big bulky ones, like that can hold 750 tons versus these small ones we got here, which hold. Do you know what? 250 tons is still quite a lot anyway. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's get this car factory in then, because I feel like that would be a cool thing to add in. Right. Where was it again? So car factory, which is very, very big. We need a good little spot for it. So this side maybe. If I create on this side, but we just got to do some like road placement and whatnot. So we'll create a connection, and a connection here will be fine because it can filter over to that way as well. Ooh, do I use then this? Just stick it out a bit, and then that one can go that way, or a little bit further. Yes, I think so. Right, we'll take it from here. So then eventually we can have one sticking out there that could go that way or whatever it wants to do. And then we'll kind of allow that to stop there. We'll use our industrial road here, kind of to go up there and down here, which can eventually create that connection. So how would this factory fall on our feet right now? So if I put a road going across there, then have it, this factory slightly turn a bit, will probably be the best option. Boom. Right there. Oh, this car factory is going to be so cool. So I want to get the road in then, going around the whole edges of this. Like that. That's cool. But But let me, if I delete this now. So we know it fits in there perfect. And because that is on such a slope. What if I got it on that side? So if we got it here, it's then kind of surrounded by it, which feels pretty cool. If I selected all this and just drop the road down just a tiny bit. Like that. Should we create like a tiered effect? Right now. And then just smoothen the landing area around it. Oh, let's get rid of this a second. So bring up our brush size. So smoothing the land around it. Smoothing this line up here too. So it's pretty much not as harsh. And if you go for a bigger brush size now. Let's get those last little bits sorted. Alright, that should be fairly good. So we've got the car little industry set up there, which I want to concrete that all over too. Oh, we're having power issues, aren't we? Yeah, because this is not really connected up to the main power grid just yet. We could actually do that soon, once we get this area over here up and running. So let's get... Oh, I'm spinning all over the place. Let's get some more factories up here. So it requires 4 different types of materials. Animal products, animal product. Oh, leather. Yeah, I'm about to say animal products. It's like leather and stuff for like the upholstery of the car and whatnot, and fabrics like wool and stuff. Metals, glass, and plastic. So we need basically 4 factories. So if I went to these factories, we could go for the big boy large warehouses, but we got to try and then squeeze in 4 of these. I could get one there. I could get one here. And one there. That's 3, and then we need a 4th one. So a 4th one could be squeezed in here. And then we intertwine everything else around it. Yeah, it'd be cool if we can get like a wall being built around there. I don't know if I have any mods that allow me to build walls. Alright, what if we just move this to here? Just so it's not so dominating a wall over that area. So this is our car plant set up, which is pretty sweet. You can see it has like a little output area just there, and I feel like we need to kind of do some more smoothing with the terrain for this new area. There we go. We'll get the roads now because we can create parking lots for the employees pretty much. So if I did something like that, and then right, this is going to be the interesting part now. So if I brought that up to there and across to there, I gotta try and figure out now the parking lot situation. So here it is. So I can get 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and they go across by 4 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that fit in? Yeah, that fits in the 4 there. So let me see if that would work. It does. So 1, 2, 3, 4 there. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So a couple more parking lots in there. You can kind of see how this is now working. Because it'll look even better. Because it'll look like this. So we've got parking lots there when we've all like concreted all this over. We've just got to get a few extra more in as well. So the parking is pretty much, think of it as, you know, for all the employees. So that will bring up by 4 as well. So I can get some more in along here. Alright, that. Oh, that's perfect. That, all that car parking in there. This is so cool, setting this whole little factory area up. I'm already really impressed. Okay, so this is where now it gets even more interesting. I mean, can it get any more interesting? Of course it can. Of course it can. So apparently that slope is too steep, but I could go as far to drop these ones down. Like, how would 2 of these look up here? It overlooks the factory, which is pretty cool. I do like it. So let's get some more parking in. What I like about these as well is that they're so small that they will auto kind of escape themselves to the landscape. Let me delete that one. So that gives us only by 3. Right, delete this. Oh no, I'm deleting all the road. Didn't mean to do that. So that goes up by 4, so we can get even more in. Oh no, I didn't want... Oh, I mean, I could have that one there, it's fine. So even more parking there. So it's like, think of it as employee parking. If you've ever been to a car plant, because I used to live quite close to one. And around all their factories, they have so much parking for all the employees because they literally employ thousands of people in that one plant. Okay, so can I continue the facade right now? So we'll set some up over here. Because I could go for these ones, but I don't really want multi-story ones. Like a lot of them. Because these look more visually appealing. Oh, when it comes to creating like a big parking structure. Can I get that last one in there? No? Fine. Alright. This is looking good. Looking very good. Okay, we'll sort this little area here out. Or should we keep it as it is and put other type of factories around it? Well, first let's get some more parking in over here. So let's just see how far we can take this. Alright, how far along? Okay, I think, yeah, stopping there should be fine. And then that creates another 4 gap there. I can squeeze a big boy one in there. Can I squeeze a big boy one in here, though? That's the question. Ooh, yes I can. There we go. So more parking structures. We'll leave this little place over here blank because we can throw something in. This is all the land for the car power plant. Car plants, if you want to call it that. Right, we'll just get it connected up to the water. And then we'll paint all the concrete down. Right, fill that little gap in. And there. Right, good. Right, I think it's all up and running. So, it should have power. It's connected up to the system, which is almost connected up all of that. That would eventually get all connected. But we need to make sure we got everything cut then. So first then, animal products. So we'll choose this one to be animal products. So obviously when it's all filled with animal products, it just makes the car plant a lot easier to gain its resources. We need plastics, glass, and metals. So plastics, glass, and then finally the last one down here needs to be metals. There we go. And what's cool as well is when we eventually build other ones like that around, you can also benefit from the warehouses because, you know, this car plant's not going to use everything in these warehouses. So there'll be room for other stuff. So before we get the actual concrete stuff down then, let's actually get some paths in. So where it just makes it a little bit easier for these guys to walk. Just do a straight one there. Simple and straight connection there. Just so it becomes very, very easy to walk from this area. Could I be cheeky enough to squeeze one past? Oh, I can. I can, guys. So what's cool is when we concrete it, it kind of hides these paths as well. So that's something pretty cool that we're going to see. People walking, but not seeing people walking. Well, not seeing the paths where they're walking. It just looks like they're walking across the concrete. So you can see now where you don't see it there, but there's a lamppost right there. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I can't squeeze one in there, which is fine. It's fine. We'll get one just over here. Create a connection there. You can hear the noises coming from the plant. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So have we got it everywhere that we need it to be right now? I think we do. If I can squeeze one in just here, that'd be very beneficial. And that's probably as much as we want to do. Oh look, they're exporting cars. You see that? Guys, you see it? They're exporting cars there. That's cool. This little plant's going to be pretty damn sweet. Right, anyway. Getting carried away. Concrete. Let's bring that brush size down. So as I fill all this up, which I've got to sort the little riverbed out there. It now hides the path. This becomes pretty much completely concreted over. There we go. It looks like the ultimate car plant with all the little parking spots here for all the workers and stuff like that. Looks pretty cool. I mean, we could have got rid of, say, some of this here, just so we can benefit from. Yeah, let's keep some of the grass in the middle because, like, the factory is trying to be economical. So we'll get rid of any concrete we've zoned in the car plant. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Gives a little bit of nature, a little bit more detail to this area, I suppose. Nice. Let's sort this little area here out. So just to make sure that we don't have any land pushing up against the quay or the wall. You might cause some unnecessary now flooding. Not much we can do about that, but there we go. Oh, there's a bit there. We won't see it when the water's fully gone over it. So we'll just give it some time. Got some nice little rumble strips. But this looks pretty cool, doesn't it? You gotta admit, this does look pretty cool. So that should eventually have everything that's needed. These warehouses, any warehouses got products yet? The glasses just starting to get some. There's a little bit of metal in storage there, but over time they will get all filled up. We're seeing some traffic now approaching, but that could be just the initial traffic making its way into the industrial area. Do you feel like we should concrete this over too? Or would that be too much concrete? Should we place down some trees to try and be environmentally friendly? Right, let's just try that. So even though the trees are going to die, it's like we're trying our best, aren't we, to be mindful. It's like not all trees will survive, but you might get the odd one or two. We're being cautious. Alright, little bushes, fill the little nooks and crannies. We'll see what happens over time. Anyway, how is this whole system being set up then? So, we made 12,000 off the last boat. Pretty cool to see. This place is now starting to come alive. Should we just get more resources stored over here? So we don't have any petroleum. We don't have any flour or anything like that. Unique products, zoned industrial forestry products, farming products. What does that mean? Can be imported, can be exported. Zoned industrial forestry products. Not 100% sure. What's unique? Oh, unique. It's like what the factory produces. That could be cool. Right, we'll zone it that one to be. Well, we'll select that one to be that one. More trains on their way. It's got all ore and stuff on that one, which is going to be exported over here. So it's actually working. The industrial areas are now literally selling stuff. I'm losing 72,000 a week. How has that happened? Has the industrial areas dropped down? No, we're making, if anything, record-breaking profits off these. Well, that's not the one. So where's our sinking ship happening? How have we dropped down in so much cash money moolah? So public transportation is making us that much, but ultimately wow, okay. It's our whole public transport system that is, I mean, very, very expensive. 90 odd thousand? What? Then again, I think it's because of how much we just expanded our train network, and obviously we're not making any profit off that because we're not using it to any advantage to make money. But we shouldn't be losing that much money. Come on. I mean, I could potentially up the taxes to 12%, but it looks like it's slowly starting to drop. So there might have been like a small little delay or glitch in the system or whatnot that kind of caused that. We are setting like stuff up like this to start making us money. There is some traffic lights here, so let's sort this little area out. So traffic keeps flowing. Should be all good. Do we see people walking across these? Yeah, there is a few people walking there. It looks quite funny, doesn't it? As if when they're doing that. It does look quite cool. So, where are all these heading to then? Are these trucks heading to this one? I think they're heading to this one for the animal products. Yeah. Importing all the animal goods. Making money off this little factory, which is pretty good. Let's get rid of the traffic light scenario. So getting rid of traffic lights there, I'm hoping that's now going to get rid of the backlog. I'm hoping this traffic is literally only because they're moving in here for the first time and it will start to die down. We'll have to keep our eyes on this one, on how much traffic it's causing, and then maybe get rid of factories on certain roads so the traffic flows smooth. I will just see how that goes over time, but it's not a huge issue just yet, but it's something that could build up when we eventually get more factories in. But we're losing 20,000 a week, so I'm not exactly sure, or entirely sure how that has happened. When it comes to our income, well, let's kind of go through this. I mean, these don't really matter. They just make tons of money. It's total profit from the whole industrial area. Ooh, okay. So when it comes to expenses, when it actually comes to the physical factories and unique warehouses, we do have a lot of warehouses in. I have added in quite a few recently. And so we need to create the unique factories to start turning this profit around. It's getting somewhere because we're now only losing 13,000. Look, we're about to turn a profit now. Did the car factory just have a huge boost or something? It must have done something like that. Must have created like another boat or something. But that's slowly starting to turn around because this factory here costs 240 a week. But then we have all these little small factories. We have all these little small things here we're placed in. The little kind of... Ooh, that's a point. How much are these car lots costing us? Oh, $1.60. Okay. I mean, I suppose they all add up, but it's not a lot. It's not majorly a lot. So we need to kind of do something about this, because I can see what's happening now. They're all coming down here, going down here, and like stopping, waiting for vehicles to sort themselves out there. So what if I said that if you come down here, you instantly turn that way. So they'll either go down here to loop back down to come back up, or they might choose to drive this way round to get to this factory, if that makes sense. Because what I want to try and do is not have these guys here get to this factory by going down there, because they're going to get blocked off and stopped every time they approach this. But we won't know what they simply do or update, you know, until a while. That's kind of solved that traffic issue there, which that's when I start to think maybe it was just the initial traffic moving in. But this is going pretty well. We also need to designate these factories to being something, so I don't know what would eventually make them do. It'd be very interesting to see. Vehicles still coming down here. I'm hoping that they're not thinking that's the shortest route, because they just could simply go up and down and around. I mean, what I could do to completely, you know, stop that issue is say that this is a U-loop there, and if you want to get down to here, you've ultimately got to drive up and go that way down anyway. So that's pretty much what we could do to solve it. Just makes them go up and around, so we kind of like push the traffic in different directions. And that ultimately creates that, you know, that flow. Right, let's get off this. So we've got loads of metal. Is this the metal one? No, this is the animal one. There we go. Do we have traffic lights up here? No, we don't. Eventually, over time, we'll have like another connection, you know, maybe here, like an in and off section there, to filter the traffic more easily. But it looks so cool when it comes to life right now. You see all the trains moving, they're rocking and rolling, we're exporting all the goods. It's pretty sweet. But we do really need to sort out this whole... Oh, there you go. Truck's now going this way. Animal products? No, going to the cargo large warehouse. Yeah, I think you're going to this large warehouse. But we do need to sort out this money issue. We are kind of losing quite a bit of money. And it could be down to the expenses of the warehouse, stuff like that. So we need to make sure that we keep making and turning a profit. We are losing a lot of money solely off the transportation. Big bucks are being lost in the airport. The only one that's close to making money is the subway network. So the taxi almost making money. Is this the monorail one? Thinking about getting rid of the monorail altogether, because it just doesn't feel like it's working. It's not beneficial anymore, is it really? So I do need to get rid of it, because... Oh, look, there we go. Now we're making 70,000 a week. So we just flipped it on its head like that. Oh, this traffic scenario here is not great. Not great at all. Which is what begs the question now. Do I turn this into a highway? But then it kind of stops in its tracks here. I could turn this into a highway that bends around, demolish all of this to connect up to there. Oh, I don't want to do that, but sometimes you've got to do that kind of stuff because of how this area is now going to turn or slowly start to become. We have to kind of think about stuff like that. So we kind of do need to sort this area out. We really do. It also could be solved with having an exit route down here to stop many vehicles going this way. But it's just one of those things. We gotta allow it to run to eventually see where the big traffic build-ups are lying. But I'm liking all these trains now coming down to here. We're exporting so many goods in our little kind of what do you call it, industry dock area. We're getting... Let's see this. I can't even speak. This boat harbour setup. We need to get some like transport connected. So like we might bring the subway systems down here too. But until we've eventually built all this, because I want to get like another airport off here. Thinking about getting the mod which allows you to manually build your own airports. So did many people get off this? Serve 20 odd passengers. Oh, it just disappeared on us. There you go. There's people now coming out. But there's really nothing down here, is there, for them to do? Like, they have to physically get into a car or do the long dreaded walk up to like the closest public transport. That's kind of what we need, you know, we kind of setting them up to do. But we need to do something that's going to constantly make us and turn a profit. And something as easy as setting up more parks. Because if you think about this park over here, makes 30,000 profit. I want to get Hickory Gardens over here, which is not making any profit. I want it to expand this all along the shoreline down to here as well. For that to start turning profit. So small little areas like this turn into a park. Get parks running through the highway. Kind of like how we've done this one. To create that buffer zone. Because this is very profitable, and we can apply this to very, you know, generous, or various areas around it. Maybe even turn, so you got like the national park up here, turning the area down below it also into a larger city park too might be, a good little shout to get up and running, and it might bring more people to the area. So that's probably something that we'll look at in the next episode. But ultimately, this has been a huge success. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So good.